What's up, Fight World? Today we have another reaction video, and there's been a lot of talk about Canelo and Charlo, and I'm gonna be reacting to a lot of the videos from trainers, from fighters, from any type of source I'm gonna be reacting to. So today we're gonna be reacting to, shout out to Fight Hub TV. They get all the interviews. I wish I was big enough to get the interviews myself, but I don't. So we're gonna have to react to some videos. I'm gonna have it played here on my iPhone, and then we'll pause and give my thoughts. So let's go ahead and start
disputed
here.
at 154 pounds. Charlo's the champion over there. What do you make of a potential matchup with Jermell? And you know, hypothetically speaking, because Jermell has a tough fight with Canelo, and we don't know what's going to happen if he's going to choose to stay at 54, if he ends up beating Canelo at 68. There's a lot of intangibles there. But if
he doesn't beat Canelo.
He doesn't beat Canelo.
He doesn't beat Canelo.
No, quicker guy coming up.
Doesn't beat Canelo. Coming up. The other guy was a 140 pounder to begin with. He was a 47 pound champion. You know, people forget this guy was was it Canelo for 147 pound champion?
No, his first title at 54.
Okay, but he fought at 47 at the beginning.
He did, yes.
Okay, so he's a guy that was going up 47. The same. No, he may have moved up in weight, but he still started his career. Most of his fights were at 47, 54.
But he was a kid though, Abel. He was like 16 years old.
He was still a fighter. He's still a fighter developing, and I think that Canelo's just. I think at that level, Canelo's a more rounded fighter at that level.
All right, so let's pause this right now. I've been saying this for a long time. Canelo has been fighting bigger guys his whole life. I mean, he started at 15 years old. The man has been fighting grown men since 15. And Canelo knows, I mean, Abel knows Canelo very well. He's fought against him 3 times with Triple G. Now, Abel has gotten a lot of predictions wrong, especially the Errol Spence one. He says that I think he mentioned that it wasn't going to be easy for either fighter, but Errol, because of his size, was going to beat Crawford. I believe, or am I mixing his reaction with somebody else? I don't know. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. But Charlo, I've said this many times. Yes, they have to cut down to 154, but he's technically, if it was up, if he was somebody else, he would have been at 160 or 168 because of his frame, because of his size. He should be a middleweight. He should at least a middleweight. Just like Errol Spence, he should have moved up to 154 a long time ago. He was killing himself to 147, just like Devin Haney kills himself down to 135. He looks like a skeleton, but he's still able to do that because he's young. These older fighters, they can't do that, you know, as much. So Charlo is actually a big dude. Now, I can promise you he's sparring with bigger guys to be fight ready. And I don't think Castaño was any light puncher. Dude can punch. But let's go ahead and continue this.
I don't like what Charlo looked like against the Argentinian. What was his name? The first
Castaño.
I didn't like what the pressure that Castaño put on him, and Canelo's going to be a different fight, man. He's earned where he's at.
Yeah, I'm going to touch it.
So that part is correct. Canelo applies pressure in a different way. He applies pressure where it's his movements and his feints and his pressure are very accurate to where he is going to do some damage when he does that. He just doesn't follow you around. He applies pressure, and he applies it really good, and he's very accurate with his punching. He only does it 1 or 2 he only, you know, throws a few punches here and there, but they're accurate.
Further with this Canelo and Charlo fight, but if Charlo were to face Crawford today, right now, in 5 months, how would that go down?
I would like to see Spence and Crawford first at 154, so I can see how Terrence does at 154, because he is moving up from 140. But
Terrence is a special fighter, just like Mayweather and Pacquiao, where it doesn't matter if the other dude is weighing 50 pounds more.
There's very few guys that are going to hang with it. Very few guys that are going to hang with Terrence Crawford from
Exactly,
the fight
that's what I'm
that we
saying.
saw a couple Saturdays ago.
Let's get your breakdown now, Abel. Let's get a little spicy. Canelo versus Charlo. What happens?
I think Canelo decision.
Decision. Wow, a lot of people said knockout.
No, I think Canelo decision because Charlo is a good fighter. Charlo to me is the kind of fighter that will step up to the competition. In other words, he may not thought about what I said a little while ago about the Argentinian. He may not thought a lot about that Argentinian, so he did step up to the competition. But I think he will step up. He'll give Canelo a hard time early. But I think Canelo finally catches up with him and maybe puts him down one time. But I think he wins maybe a 16-12 decision somewhere in there.
Yeah. Do you feel that way because of Canelo's last fight and how he looked against Ryder?
No. I just think that Charlo is a good champion. Maybe not as busy enough for me, but I think he's demonstrated that he's a good champion.
Yeah, because many have mentioned that performance and say like, "Hey, look, it's clear." This is their opinion. It's clear that Canelo's slipping now. He's on the decline.
Listen, we were just talking about Charlo in the Argentinian. Charlo didn't think much of the Argentinian. Maybe he mentally didn't prepare as well as he should have prepared. Maybe it could be the same thing for Canelo against Ryder. Ryder was somebody who was supposed to blow out with one punch. Everybody was saying. So maybe that gets in their mind and that doesn't happen. And he doesn't look as good as he's looked. But he knows that, I'm sure in his mind and in Eddie's mind.
Times like he didn't lose a round. Like he beat him up pretty bad in the fight. So like
we're punishing him for looking bad.
Exactly. Well, I think it's because people expected him, like you said, to knock one punch knockout. And like the dude's durable. Like he could take a beating.
Yeah. The one thing about Canelo, he's not a devastating puncher, but he's a concussive puncher. He just hits you and hits you and hits you. He's very busy. He lands his punches. He's not going to knock you out with one shot like a Nui, but he's going to beat the heck out of you, man. He's going to beat you up, and sometimes it's better get knocked out than to get beat up like that, you know? So I think that he beats on Charlo and eventually just, I'm not going to say Charlo quits, but maybe quits in his mind, like quits trying to
All right, so basically, Abel is saying that Canelo is going to beat Charlo. He didn't say he was going to knock him out, but just beat him. I think Canelo will beat Jermell Charlo, but I just hate how people just disregard him altogether. Like he's a nobody. Like he's like he's a mere con moving up in weight to fight Canelo. That's not the case. It's not going to be a walk in the park. He's going to sit down on his punches to hit Canelo. And yes, I mean he's not looked good in his last two fights. But Canelo has said that he's been having a lot of injuries, but he's 100% now. But who knows? I mean, you know, fighters always say they're 100%. But I am leaning towards Canelo on this fight a little bit more. And but I don't think it'll be a walk in the park. That's just what I want to point out. It's not going to be a walk in the park. It's going to be a tough challenge for Canelo. And anyways, I'll be making other videos in Espanol because I need to react to Canelo's biggest hater, which is David Faitelson. He hates on Canelo no matter what. And I'm going to be reacting in Spanish and in English. So stay tuned on that video. But let me know what you guys think about Abel Sanchez's prediction about the fight. He's had predictions very wrong in the past. So I just wanted to react to it. He in my mind he's there with what I think. But we'll see fight night. You know, we can only see what's outside, but let's look at fight night. Let's see what happens. Let me know what you guys think. Subscribe for more content. A lot of reactions coming soon. A lot of fight predictions. All of that jazz. So stay tuned. Subscribe. Hit the like button. We'll see you guys in our next video.